Welcome back to our journey through the scriptures. Today, we arrive at a monumental moment in biblical history. Exodus chapter 20. Imagine the scene, the vast desert. And rising before the newly freed people of Israel is Mount Sinai. The peak is shrouded in thick, dark clouds, pierced by flashes of lightning. Thunder cracks and rumbles, shaking the very ground beneath their feet. The people, men, women, and children, stand at a distance, a mixture of awe and terror on their faces. They've been delivered from Egypt, and now they are about to meet their deliverer. Out from the crowd steps Moses. He is 80 years old, yet his posture is strong, his eyes sharp. Years in the wilderness have weathered his skin, but his spirit is undimmed. Dressed in the simple robes of a shepherd, staff in hand, he begins to ascend the mountain alone, called by God into the heart of the storm. As he climbs, the mountain trembles violently. Fire and smoke erupt from the summit, a terrifying and glorious sign of the presence of the Almighty. The air fills with a sound like a mighty trumpet blast, growing louder and louder. And then, from within the fire and cloud, God speaks. His voice thunders across the plain, proclaiming the 10 Commandments directly to the people. The Israelites fall back, trembling. Families huddle together, children clinging to their parents. The raw power of God's voice is too much for them to bear. They cry out to Moses, "You speak to us, and we will listen. But do not let God speak to us, or we will die." They recognize the holiness of God and their own unworthiness to stand in his direct presence. So Moses acts as their mediator. He stands between the terrifying glory of God and the fearful people. He assures them, "Do not be afraid. God has come to test you, so that the fear of God will be with you to keep you from sinning." He then approaches the thick darkness where God is. God gives him the foundational laws for his new nation, the moral code that would set them apart. First, the laws concerning their relationship with God. "You shall have no other gods before me." He is the one true God who brought them out of slavery. "You shall not make for yourself an idol." No created thing could ever represent the Creator. "You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God," treating his name with the utmost reverence and respect. "Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy," a day of rest and remembrance of God's work. Then, God gives the laws concerning their relationships with each other. "Honor your father and your mother," the bedrock of a stable society. "You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor." And finally, "You shall not covet," a command that goes straight to the heart. Dealing with the sinful desires that lead to outward sin. These 10 words form the basis of the covenant. The people, hearing these laws through Moses, agree. They commit to obedience. Moses then receives further instructions on worship. God commands that altars be built of simple earth or uncut stones. Why? Because human craftsmanship, the work of tools, would defile it. Worship was to be simple, humble, and focused entirely on God, not on human artistry. God also instructs that there should be no steps leading up to the altar, to ensure modesty and reverence in approaching him. Every detail was designed to teach the people about God's holiness and the proper way to come before him. When Moses finally descends from the mountain, something is different. His face shines with a radiant, heavenly light, a reflection of the glory he witnessed in the presence of God. The people are afraid to come near him. This humble shepherd, now a radiant prophet, has to put a veil over his face when he speaks to them. He would only remove the veil when he went back to speak with the Lord. This chapter lays the foundation for Israel's moral and spiritual life, establishing a covenant based on God's holy law and a system of worship centered on reverence and humility. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Exodus 20. These commandments are not just ancient laws. They are timeless principles that still speak to us today about how to love God and love our neighbor. May God bless you all abundantly. Stay safe, stay faithful, and remember to read your Bible daily for guidance and strength. We'll see you next time.